Before we begin our journey tonight, a brief note. This episode of Sleepy Psychology is brought to you by the SAC Center, a leading telehealth clinic specializing in the testing and treatment of autism and ADHD. The SAC Center proudly serves all 50 states, bringing expert care directly to you wherever you are. To learn more about their comprehensive services and how they can help, please visit saccenter.com. Welcome, Sleepy Wanderers, to Sleepy Paranormal, the podcast where the veil between worlds is just a little thinner, and the tales of the unexplained drift softly on the night air. Tonight, as the world outside quiets, we turn our attention to a story that has puzzled military personnel and UFO enthusiasts for decades. It's a foundational event in the modern UAP, or unidentified aerial phenomena, narrative. A story whispered in hushed tones, often called Britain's Roswell, and one that even decades later continues to defy easy explanation, presenting a tantalizing blend of eyewitness accounts, official denial, and enduring mystery. We're going back to the frosty, desolate days of December 1980, specifically the nights of December 26th and 28th, to a place where dense pine forests meet the cold, dark Suffolk sky in England. This was the location of two critical Cold War strategic air bases, RAF Woodbridge and RAF Bentwaters. These facilities weren't just ordinary military installations. They were leased to the United States Air Force and served as forward operating bases for the tactical deployment of nuclear weapons, including cruise missiles. Security here was not just a priority, it was absolute. The airmen stationed there were highly trained, disciplined, and acutely aware of their responsibilities, not individuals prone to flights of fancy or misidentification. Our tale begins just after midnight on Boxing Day, December 26, 1980. A routine security patrol from RAF Woodbridge was making its rounds near the East Gate, an area bordering a dense section of Rendlesham Forest. Suddenly they reported intensely strange and unidentifiable lights in the forest, just beyond the perimeter fence. The initial radio reports were urgent, describing them as unusual lights. Red and blue. Definitely not of this world. The immediate, rational military response was to assume a downed aircraft, perhaps a helicopter in distress. The natural human instinct is to rationalize, to find a conventional explanation for the unconventional. A three-man security team was immediately dispatched to investigate. Staff Sergeant Jim Peniston, the patrol leader, and Airman First Class John Burroughs and Budrick. As they cautiously ventured deeper into the unfamiliar darkness of Rendlesham Forest, the atmosphere shifted. The usual sounds of the nocturnal woods seemed to recede, replaced by an eerie silence, broken only by the crunch of pine needles underfoot and their own nervous breathing. The lights, pulsating with an almost hypnotic brilliance, seemed to beckon them, drawing them further into the shadowy depths of the woods. What they encountered was not a crashed plane. Peniston, in detailed later accounts, described a metallic object triangular in shape, approximately 9 feet long at its base and about 6 feet high. It was a seamless structure, dark and smooth, almost obsidian-like in its finish, and it emitted a distinct, uniform yellow-white light that bathed the surrounding trees in an ethereal glow. But what truly captivated him were the strange, unidentifiable symbols, like ancient hieroglyphs, intricately etched into its exterior. Peniston famously claimed to have approached the object, cautiously reaching out and even touching its smooth, cool surface. He described the air around the craft as feeling palpably charged, almost electric, and a profound sense of awe and unease permeated the entire scene. According to their combined accounts as they observed it, the object began to glow more intensely. Then, without a whisper of sound, it silently lifted off the ground. With impossible grace and speed, it navigated through the dense pine trees, weaving between them effortlessly, before accelerating vertically and vanishing into the night sky, leaving no trace. The men were left profoundly stunned, disoriented, and deeply shaken by what they had witnessed. Upon their return to base, their extraordinary reports were met with a complex mixture of disbelief, skepticism, and underlying alarm from their superiors. Official debriefings commenced almost immediately, but the true scope of what had just occurred was far from understood by anyone. But the story, as utterly extraordinary as it was, wasn't over. The phenomenon returned 2 nights later, in the early hours of December 28, 1980, the strange lights and anomalous activity reappeared. This time, the deputy base commander himself, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt, a highly respected and pragmatic officer, decided he needed to investigate personally. He assembled a team including security personnel and other officers, and, crucially, he brought along a small audio recorder. What followed was meticulously documented on his now famous Halt tape, a chilling real-time audio testament to the utterly bizarre events unfolding around him. It's a recording that has since become one of the most compelling pieces of evidence in the entire UFO phenomenon. Halt and his team ventured into the forest, guided by the initial renewed reports of strange lights. They observed what he described as pulsating lights, seemingly moving between the trees with an intelligence that defied any known earthly craft. He described them as like an eye. An intense red color, sometimes flashing vividly blue and yellow. They tracked one of these lights, watching in utter disbelief as it appeared to descend and actually land, causing animals on a nearby farm to erupt into an absolute frenzy. Dogs howled uncontrollably in the distance, and horses bucked violently in their stalls. On the Halt tape you can hear his voice, initially professional and measured, gradually giving way to a mixture of awe, confusion, and a hint of palpable fear as the events unfold. He attempts to provide a military-style running commentary of the unfolding bizarre events. You hear him saying, "There's something out there." An unusual amount of activity. His tone shifts as he describes seeing a light about a half-moon coming towards us. It's a small, almost like a Christmas tree light, a small point of light. Then, with a growing sense of wonder and almost disbelief, he states, "It's a definite object. It's not a star, it's not a meteor." His voice crackles with the realization that he is witnessing something profoundly inexplicable. The object, according to Halt's recording and his subsequent unwavering testimony, then ascended rapidly. It moved across the sky at incredible speeds, performing impossible aerial maneuvers, sharp turns, sudden stops, and accelerations that defied any known aerospace technology of the time. Critically, he observed it projecting distinct, focused beams of light down onto the forest floor, and incredibly, these beams seemed to target and even hit the nearby highly sensitive weapons storage area, a nuclear facility. Halt explicitly described the primary object appearing to split into 5 separate white objects, then rejoining into one, all while performing these baffling angular movements. The entire experience for Halt and his team lasted for hours, leaving these highly trained military personnel utterly confounded by what they had personally witnessed. As part of their investigation, they even took radiation readings at the supposed landing site, which Halt later asserted showed elevated levels inconsistent with background radiation. In the immediate aftermath and the decades that followed, the official explanations from the UK Ministry of Defence and the US Air Force were, to say the least, unsatisfying and often contradictory. Initial suggestions included a simplistic misidentification of the Orford Ness lighthouse beam, perhaps combined with bright stars, or even a meteor shower. However, these conventional explanations utterly failed to account for the detailed, consistent eyewitness testimonies from multiple credible military personnel across different teams on different nights, the documented physical effects like the ground impressions and alleged elevated radiation levels, the frantic animal behavior reported, and particularly, Lieutenant Colonel Halt's own chilling audio recording, which clearly described dynamic, intelligent control of the observed objects, performing maneuvers impossible for terrestrial craft. The Rendlesham Forest incident quickly grew into a widely recognized and debated UFO case, often dubbed Britain's Roswell, for its lasting impact and the profound questions it continues to raise about our understanding of aerial phenomena. Over the decades, some witnesses, like Jim Penniston and John Burroughs, have even claimed to experience long-term health effects, which they attribute directly to their close encounter, with Burroughs even successfully receiving VA disability for injuries he sustained during the event. Other, more controversial claims emerged, including reports of missing time among the witnesses and even alleged telepathic communication with the craft by some of the airmen. While individuals like Larry Warren, another former security policeman, came forward years later with even more elaborate accounts, claiming direct encounters with occupants, his testimony has been more widely debated and less directly corroborated by other primary witnesses like Halt, Penniston, and Burroughs. The case remains a bedrock for UAP researchers precisely because of the sheer number of credible military witnesses, the consistent nature of their accounts across different teams on different nights, the reported physical evidence, and the undeniable audio recording from a high-ranking officer. Was it an experimental aircraft, perhaps a highly classified prototype from either side of the Cold War divide? Was it a misidentification of some rare atmospheric phenomenon? Or was it truly something profoundly unexplained, a glimpse into technologies or intelligences not yet understood by human science? The official stance remains that there was no threat to national security, but the mystery endures, a lingering question mark in the annals of the unexplained. We may never know for certain. But as the whispers of the Rendlesham Forest linger, echoing through the pines of Suffolk, they serve as a powerful reminder that the universe holds mysteries far beyond our current comprehension. And sometimes, in the quiet of the night, those mysteries might just pay us a visit. Now, as the echoes of Rendelsham fade into the stillness, let's gently guide ourselves towards a state of rest. Find a comfortable position, either lying down or sitting upright, making sure your body feels supported and at ease. Allow your eyes to softly close, or if you prefer, soften your gaze towards a single point in front of you. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Feel your abdomen rise, then your chest. And as you exhale slowly, gently through your mouth, imagine any tension you might be holding in your shoulders, your jaw, your forehead, simply melting away. Let's take another deep breath in. Breathing in calm, breathing in peace. And as you exhale, release any thoughts, any worries, any sounds from the day that might be lingering. Just let them float away like clouds in a vast, empty sky. Now bring your awareness to your body. Notice any sensations without judgment. Perhaps the feeling of the surface beneath you, the gentle weight of your limbs, the rhythm of your breath. Imagine a soft, comforting light above you. This light represents profound rest, deep tranquility, and boundless peace. As you inhale, imagine this light flowing into the very top of your head, like a warm, soothing stream. And as you exhale, feel it gently spreading down through your scalp, relaxing your forehead, softening your eyebrows, loosening your jaw. With your next inhalation, draw that peaceful light down into your neck, releasing any stiffness. As you exhale, feel it flow into your shoulders, melting away any tension they might be holding. Let your shoulders drop, heavy and relaxed. Continue to breathe in this comforting light, letting it wash down your arms, through your elbows, your forearms, into your hands, and all the way to the tips of your fingers. Feel your hands growing soft and still. Now, allow this soothing light to flow into your chest, expanding with each gentle breath. Feel your heart space open, filled with a quiet calm. As you exhale, let the light spread through your abdomen, softening and relaxing all the muscles there. With each slow, deliberate breath, visualize this peaceful energy moving down through your hips, into your thighs, your knees, your calves, and all the way into your feet. Feel your feet resting softly, completely at peace. Your entire body is now bathed in this comforting light, from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. You are heavy, relaxed, and deeply at ease. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to be. Just this present moment of stillness. Allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm, soft and shallow, effortlessly carrying you deeper into relaxation. If any thoughts arise, simply acknowledge them and then gently guide your awareness back to the feeling of your breath, the sensation of comfort, the presence of peace. You are safe. You are calm. You are exactly where you need to be. Drift now, if you wish, into a peaceful slumber, knowing that the mysteries of the world are beautiful, and the comfort of your own being is boundless. Until next time, sleepy explorers, may your nights be filled with soft dreams and quiet wonders. Good night.